So we're coming up on a new year, 2021. And I'm sure a lot of us are very happy to be seeing 2020 in the rearview mirror and looking forward to better times in the coming year. But I thought it would be a good time to use the practice to focus on another key concept. And it's a concept in yoga, it's a concept in Buddhism that's called the beginner's mind. And you know, I know people who are in this class, none of us are youngsters. We've been through a lot of ups and downs in our life. We've negotiated a lot of challenging, difficult situations, and we've learned a lot. I mean, when you're young, everything is new to you. New situations, things are exciting, they're challenging, and sometimes a little scary. So as we get older, we gain wisdom and experience, which is a good thing, but it also can be a detriment because we have so much experience. We tend to think that situations always stay the same and we're not fully present to what's going on. We need to keep that curiosity alive about whatever it is that's happening. So in yoga, we talk about cultivating the beginner's mind, approaching every day, every practice as if it were the first time. I know a lot of you have been coming to the weekly chair yoga class many, many, many times. You've done the same movements over and over again. So I invite you during your practice to hold a mental attitude that I am doing this movement for the very first time. What does it feel like? What do I notice? So, and we can just translate that to life in general. So let's take it off the autopilot. Let's open our beginner's mind to all sorts of new possibilities and welcome that at any age. So we begin. So just sitting in a chair and feeling yourself seated, letting your feet be flat on the floor, becoming present breath by breath, allowing your eyes to close if that feels comfortable. And even though you've been breathing your entire life, noticing the breath as if it were for the first time. What does it feel like to breathe in and to breathe out? Noticing too how your body feels in this moment. Noticing where your thoughts are and your emotions. And letting yourself imagine that even if you've been coming to practice time and time again, that this practice in this moment is brand new. Inviting yourself to let go of expectations and assumptions. Allowing your breath to get a little bit deeper now, beginning down in the belly, moving up, filling the chest, all the way to the shoulders, and exhaling from the top down. Letting yourself become more and more and more present with each breath. Let's just take a few more complete breaths here. And then letting go of that technique, noticing how you feel. And we'll bring our centering to close by bringing hands to heart center and joining our voices, even though it's remotely, with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. Good. So let's begin with some sun breaths. Very familiar move. Very often the way we start our practice. Letting your attention stay connected with the breath, with the arms. One breath at a time. The next time your arms lift, moving into seated mountain, pressing into the floor with your feet, lifting up through your fingers while allowing your shoulder blades to slide down your back. Breathing the whole core of your body. So I'm going to lower my right arm now and begin to sweep the left from side to side. Exhaling as you bring the arm across and inhaling as you drop it down. Breathing and sweeping. Inhaling and lowering. The next time the arm sweeps across, allow yourself to pause as you stretch a little more deeply. Opening the left side body. Now we're going to bring that arm into a circle. So we're just going to drop it down in front, bring it around overhead. I'm letting my eyes follow my hands. Just a nice, easy sweep. And then pause, and let's go in the other direction. Letting your sit bones still remain firm on the chair. Opening up the shoulder. Good. Reaching up, and reach up with the other arm. Coming back into seated mountain just for a moment. Now I'm going to lower my left arm and begin to sweep the right. So exhaling as that arm comes across, inhaling as the arm drops down. Always remembering, if you lose your focus, to create a sound with the breath, and that will help you reconnect. So you can actually, as you exhale, let the breath go with a sound. And let's pause here, reach across, maybe stretch a little more deeply, feel both sit bones on the chair. And let's add that circle now. So just dropping down, bringing it up and around. So my whole upper body is sort of joining in the circling. So when we come across, we're going to pause just for a breath and go in the other direction. And you probably notice that one side feels much more natural than the other direction. Good. One more big circle, then the arm comes up and the other arm joins it as we move into seated mountain. Good. And we're going to do some side-to-side twists using the arms to the opposite knee. So here we go. Breathe in, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, twist to the left. And again, adding that sound with the breath. to help you stay focused, present, letting go of that to-do list. Most important thing right now is your practice and your breath. So let's twist over to the right and just pause. Lengthening through the spine. Sitting up tall as you breathe in. Twisting gently as you breathe out. Good. Breathe it up. Let's exhale and hold to the other side. One breath at a time. Shoulders relaxed. Feet firmly on the floor. Good. Breathe it in. Bring your arms back into mountain and we'll move into the moon salutation. So you can bring your palms together and extend your index finger, but if this doesn't feel good in your shoulders, you can separate your hands and that will allow the shoulders to relax a little more deeply. So do whatever works for you. Let's breathe in, lengthen through center, and arch to the right. Keep the feet and the sit bones firmly grounded. Lengthen up through center and exhale to the left. Make sure both arms are straight. The lower arm always wants to relax, so see if you can stretch it out a little further. Good. Breathe it up to center. We're going to do a little back bend now. So you can either leave your hands in this position, or you can bring them out to the side, or you can actually bring a hand on either side of your sacrum in the lower back, whatever feels best. Take a breath in and lengthen, and then reach it back. Again, the lower part of your body is firmly grounded, very stable. Good. Breathe it back to mountain. And now we're going to hinge forward into a forward fold, reaching over the legs, allowing the arms to drop down. And just for a minute, let them relax. Give your head a shake. Release your arms. We're going to come up now. So re-engage the arms. Reach them up. Good. Keeping the extension, and now we'll arch to the left. Bring it back and to the right. And back to center. And back to where you started from. So since we've saluted the moon, let's salute the sun. We'll do a couple of rounds of our half sun salutation. Pressing your palms together in front of your heart, just to engage the muscles of the arms and shoulders. Let's breathe in and sweep the arms up. And exhale, reach it back. Take your breath in, open your wings, let it go. Palms to the knees, come up halfway. Exhale and fold, let the breath go. Inhale, arms sweep up and reach it back. Back to center and back to the heart. Let's do one more. Breathing in, reaching back, staying present through every moment of your sun salutations. You may have done these hundreds of times, but let this be as new as the first time. And reach it back, breathe it in, and back to your heart. And pause. Take a couple of breaths. So we've done the archer pose before, and we've done it standing, and we're going to do it standing again today. But I know it's kind of a challenging pose, so we're going to do just the arm movements in a seated position to begin. Take your right hand, bring it behind your head, and allow the elbow to move back. So you want to feel a nice opening and stretch across the front of your body. Left hand comes up, the thumb extended, and you're gazing beyond your thumb. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, your eyes tracking your thumb, pivot around to the left. Keep drawing that right elbow back. Good. One more breath here. And then exhale, very slowly bringing that hand back around, slow with focus. Good. And let's switch arms. So the left hand comes behind, elbow back, right arm extends. Again, remembering to hold. Notice when you start to turn, you'll notice that the elbow wants to come forward. So keep reminding it to stay back. Good. Breathe in. And we're going to rotate now to the right. Nice and slow. Elbow back. Open the front of your body. Open to breath. Breathing in, let's bring it all the way around, back to center. And release the hands. Take a breath. So we're going to do some standing work, but before we do that, we got to say hello to our feet. I'm wearing my pretty snowflake socks. So I'm going to give myself a little foot massage. So starting with your right foot, you're going to use your thumbs all across the sole of your foot, making sure you pay attention to the arches, the arch that runs from the toes to the heel, and the arch that runs across the foot. Don't be afraid to use some pressure. Working your way around the ankle bones, the inner and the outer ankle bone. And then coming to the top of the foot and taking your thumb and sliding it down the top of the foot towards the toes, between each of the toes. Great. And let's pull on each of the toes. Very gently. If you have arthritis here, you don't want to hurt the little joints in your foot, but give them a good shake. Good. Then I'm going to make a fist with my left hand and just pound away on the sole of the foot. Make sure you go all around. Great, and give the foot a little shake. Then place it down. And notice how it feels. Let's wake up the other one. So starting with the sole of the foot, I like to press in with my thumbs and make little circles. If you find a spot that's a little bit ouchy, you might want to just hang out there a little longer. Let's make our way to the ankle bone, inside and outside. And then rubbing from the instep down to the toes, between each of the toes. Again, not being afraid of a little bit of pressure on the feet. They're pretty sturdy. They've been carrying around for a while. Let's pay attention to the toes, wiggling each one of the toes. And then making a fist with your right hand. Just pound away on the sole of the foot. If there's anybody on your Christmas list that you still have actual contact with, you might want to give them a foot massage as a New Year's present. really pretty nice, unless they're super ticklish. And then maybe give that foot a little shake and then place it down on the floor. Just take a minute to breathe. So we're going to come to standing now. We're going to come up through chair pose. And I don't know about you, but I cannot remember the first time I stood up. It's probably somewhere around 9 months old, 10 months old, something like that. So that must have been a very exciting time. And we get into some bad habits with standing. So let's be aware of that excitement of standing up for the first time in chair pose. Hands to the hips. Feet are back a little bit, heels are up. The minute you start to stand, allow the heels to drop down. Here we go. Deep breath in. And exhale, stand up part way. So there's a nice bend in the knees, shoulders are back. Equal pressure on both feet. You can add the arms for a more intense experience. Feel the floor under your feet. Let your feet sink down as if they were growing roots. Good, breathe in. And exhale, lower the arms. Straighten your legs. And take a breath. So I'm going to separate my feet a little bit and just do some hip circles. So as you're doing this, you're going to feel the weight shifting from the sole of one foot to the sole of the other. The knees are soft. Body is relaxed. And let's go in the other direction. Nice, big, lazy circles. Great. So let's get a little fancy here and make a figure eight. So however you want to do that, pretend there's some nice music on. You're doing a little dance. Good. Let your thoughts stay in the moment. Pause. And then let's go the other way. Whatever way you were going, go the other way. Good. Let's do one more. And then bring it to stillness. Take a breath. Come on to the side of your chair, please. I'm going to be standing by the left side of the chair. So I'm going to shift all of my weight to the right leg, which is the leg closest to the chair, and begin to lift my left knee. You can hold on behind the thigh. You can use your yoga tie. I'm just going to bring my hand below the kneecap. So as you raise that foot, remember to keep the supporting leg soft. Really important. And let's circle the ankle here. Let the sole of the foot that's supporting you be nice and flat and firm on the floor. Let's go in the other direction with the circling. And let's get ready for tree pose. So bringing the foot to the floor or alongside the calf, whichever works for you. And with your hand movements, remember you can always use just one hand if you need to keep one hand on the chair. I'm going to release both. And I look like a Christmas tree. So you can make a little star on the top of your tree. Find that steady breath, steady gaze. Forget everything you already knew about balancing and rediscover it for the first time. Great. So lowering your hands, we're going to move into the quadriceps stretch. So I'm going to bend that left knee even more. If you can manage to grab the foot and draw the thighs together, bringing the heel towards your buttocks. Nice, steady breath. Lots of sensation here. So I'm going to take my left foot now and step it out, getting ready for triangle. Trikonasana. Right foot turns towards the chair, left foot turns in slightly. Left arm sweeps up. Take a minute to reach for the sky with that arm. Hips are facing forward. And begin to arch towards the chair. And breathe. You can release your hand from the chair if you don't need it for balance. Neck is soft. So breathing into that left arm, let's get ready for our counter stretch here. Great, bring the arm down. Going to move into the runner stretch. So the right foot will stay right where it is. And I'm going to turn my left foot so the toes are facing the chair. Remember, this is a flat back pose. So you're going to hinge right at the hip crease. Here we go. Reaching out, reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. You can bring your hands down to the seat of the chair. Oh, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can release the chair, bring your hands behind you. Neck is relaxed. Breath is steady. And let's release that now. Breathing in, torso comes up. Good. And step your feet together. So we're going to do archer again, but we're going to do it standing. So if this is not a pose that you like to do standing, you can always sit down and just do the upper body part. That's perfectly fine. So I'm going to step a little bit behind my chair because I'm going to be moving forward. And I'm going to create my bow and arrow. So right hand behind the head, left arm extended. Take a walking step forward on your right foot. And I like to do that little front to back shuffle just to rediscover balance this morning. Good. Pressing both feet down, take a breath in, and let's gently turn to the left. Bring the hand all the way around, elbow back, open the chest. Breathing in, bringing it back to center. I'm going to take a walking step forward on my left foot, and again, a little front to back. Sinking down into both feet, softening the knees. Let's go around to the left again. Keep drawing that right elbow back. And on an in-breath, guide your hand back around to the front. Release your arms, step your feet together, and let your body receive the pose. What does it mean? What are you feeling? What are you noticing? And if there's any judgments, self-judgments, let those go. Great, let's go to the other side. And we'll do all of those on this side. So beginning by shifting your weight to your left foot, right foot begins to lift. And again, even if you can just bend the knee slightly and keep the toe on the floor if that feels best, or even a little bit of a lift is fine. Whatever works. Breathe. Spine is straight. Left knee is soft. Good. Let's move into tree pose. So taking that knee out to the side, securing your feet, bringing your arms into a position that works for you. Again, if you want to make your little Christmas tree star on top, you go right ahead. Soft breath, soft gaze. Wonderful. Let's release the arms and move into the quadricep stretch. So the right knee bends. And again, I'm just going to stand sideways so you can see, even if the foot comes up a little bit. But what's important here is to keep the thighs lined up, not to let the leg come forward. By bringing the leg back, you're going to concentrate the stretch where it needs to be. So I'm going to grab a hold of my foot, making sure you're standing up straight, thighs together, and drawn back. Drawing that heel as close to your buttocks as you can. Wonderful. Let's get ready for triangle. So I'm going to step my feet out. Left foot turns towards the chair, right foot turns in a little, and the hips facing forward. Stretch up, 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 up. See if you can touch the ceiling before you begin to reach across. If you feel steady, release the hand from the chair. Let your neck be soft, don't strain. Let's come up and out and move into our counter stretch. Sweeping up, nice back bend here. Good, bringing the arm down, getting ready for the runner stretch. Left foot stays where it is. Right toes face the chair and the hips face the chair. Hinging right at your hip crease. Ease yourself into the stretch. Again, I'm going to release my hands to my back for a little bit more of a challenge, a little bit of balance here. Neck is soft. Good, and inhale. Come on up. Great. Stepping your feet together, let's come into archer on this side. So you're going to step back, build your archer. Good. So it's the left elbow that you're going to be reminding to stay back. Right arm is extended. Let's take a walking step forward with the left foot. And just rock forward and back. And on an out breath, just rotating to the right. Keep moving that left elbow back. Keep your knees soft. How present can you be? Let's take a breath in and let the exhale guide us around to the front. Great. And another walking step forward. And begin to rotate again to the right. Good. Breathe in and guide it back. So the slower you move, the easier it is to stay balanced. Release your hands, step your foot together, take a breath. And our last standing pose will be a downward facing dog. So I'm going to be at the back of my chair, walking the feet away, or if you prefer, hands to the seat of the chair. Remember, this is a deeper version of the stretch, so whatever is going to work for you today. Knees are soft, head is relaxed. And we'll breathe in and walk it back and take a seat. So let's finish up with a thread the needle, which is part of the 6 movements. Again, it's a movement that you're probably very, very used to, probably have done it hundreds of times, dozens of times. So let this be your first experience. Imagine. Right arm stretches. Feel those muscles engage. Slide that arm along your left thigh, easing yourself forward. So I'm looking for a little bit of a deeper stretch today. So I'm going to lift my left arm and let it reach up. If it only comes up a little bit, that's fine. If you want to sweep it all the way up, just remember to keep the neck relaxed. Inhaling, bringing it back. And we'll go to the other side. The left arm stretches, slides along the thigh. By approaching each pose with a beginner's mind, you won't overdo it. You'll do what's right for you in this moment. One more breath. And let's inhale now and come back. So how was that for your first yoga class, everybody? Good. So let's digest what just happened. We're going to just sit for a moment, focus on the breath. You can use a mudra with your hands if that feels good. I'm going to put my hands in chalice position on my lap. One palm cradling the other, thumbs touching. And with curiosity now, I'm going to begin to scan my body, starting with the soles of my feet, working my way upward through the body, letting myself notice whatever there is to notice about sensation, about breath. No need to change anything about the way you're breathing right now, simply to be relaxed, comfortable. Bringing your attention back to the moment again and again, as often as you need to. And then letting your breath get a little bit deeper and perhaps stretching just a little. If there's any part of you that feels neglected, now is the time to show it a little love. And allowing yourself to sit with your eyes closed, I want to share with you one of my favorite poems by one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver. And it's called The First Yoga Lesson. Be a lotus in the pond, she said, opening slowly, no single energy tugging against another, but peacefully all together. I couldn't even touch my toes. Feel your quadriceps stretching, she asked. Well, certainly something was stretching. Standing impressively upright, she raised one leg and placed it against the other, lifting her arms and shook her hands like leaves. Be a tree, she said. I lay on the floor, exhausted. But to be a lotus in the pond, opening slowly and slowly rising, that I could do. So let's bring our palms to prayer position in front of our hearts and join our voices to close our practice with an Om. 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 Shanti. Peace. May we all have peace, joy, and good health in the coming new year. Namaste.